What's going on, everyone? XLaw804, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a TikTok full screen video. A lot of the time what happens is people who are new to TikTok go to upload their videos and they have these like big black spaces at the top of the video. It looks something like this, where there's all this space up here, all the space down here. But what ends up happening is when you go to record your videos, which you're recording at 1920, 1080, you go to record, and when you're using your editing software, what ends up happening is you drop it in like this and it looks completely full screen to you, but when you go to upload it to TikTok, you have all the space up here. So what you want to do is, first and foremost, the app I'm using is called Shotcut. It's completely free. You can go right on Google and type in Shotcut, download it. It works on, it's open source on cross-platform. So there you have it, no strings attached, you just download it. So once you have it downloaded, you have to drag and drop whatever it is you're using up here into this spot. And then once you do that, at that point, you can drag and drop it down here. You can't just go straight from whatever folder to like down here. You have to drop it up here, then you drop it down here. All right, so you can see how there's no black bars on the screen, so you can't even see it yet. So what you have to do is you have to go to your settings, go to video mode. You can add a custom one in. I call it TikTok full screen. And it pretty much brings in those black bars that you couldn't see before. Now the ratio for it is 576 by 1024. Aspect ratio is 9 by 16. I leave the frames per second at 60, but of course that varies person to person. So once you have it set like that, you see how the black bars are now in play. And now you can start filling in that space that you couldn't see before. So the problem though is that you can't just format your video to be this way because you recorded it in 1080, 1920, 1080. So what you have to do is you can click on filters, which is how you get to all your settings and stuff, or your video effects. And you can scroll down to what's called size and position, which is right here. Now, whenever you click size and position, it reformats your video to fit the 576 by 1024. The problem is that if you try to stretch this by grabbing one of the little squares, it leaves the screen. So now your video is larger, but you can't see anything to the left or the right. And that's just kind of one of the things that we have to deal with on TikTok at the moment until something happens. So what you can do is, I'm going to reset this back to default. So I have a preset saved. So all I did was come down here and I played with the squares or whatever. And eventually I came up with this. I labeled it a centered image. You can call it what you want to call it. But what this does is it centers it to where you can see a good amount of the screen, but there's still some of it off to the sides that you can't see. It is what it is. So what you can do is you can fill in this black space by copying the video. I'm just going to add a video track. Bring it up. I'm going to move this one up because this is my smaller screen right here. And you're going to put the bigger screen down bottom, right? So right now you can't see anything because we copied it. But all you have to do is stretch out this video. And then I'm just going to click back. All right. And you can kind of see how now it's filling in the black space as we drag it. And it's not super important that we can't see what's at the top or the bottom down here. You don't really need to see it. So the final touch is just to put a blur on it. It's called Gaussian blur, or blur Gaussian is how it's in the system, but whatever. So you can play around with the slider. I leave it at 50 because I just don't want to put too much strain on the CPU or GPU. So I leave it at 50. You can blur it as much as you want, but I mean, you kind of want it to be somewhat readable, but it's not important. No one's really going to be looking at it. So you blur it a little bit, just enough to take focus off of it, but it's not just boring empty space. And that's how you just make a full screen TikTok video. Pretty straightforward stuff. If you want to go ahead, I'll just quickly show you how to add a webcam in. You just need to add in one more video track. You just go to your folder, you just grab some video, like this is just older footage of me. You just drag and drop it in like I just showed you. Remember, you drop it up here, then you bring it down here. So once you drop the webcam in, you can size and position it. Again, it automatically moves it to the top and you can just leave it there. And then this is essentially your TikTok video. Now these things don't match because they're two different clips. But this is a full screen video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward back to TikTok because where's it at? So this is what it looks like if you just do it the normal 1080, 1920 by 1080 way. So I'm going to fast forward to what it'll look like if you do it the new way, 576 by 1024. All right, so now we fast forwarded and you can see how before there was black bars at the top and the bottom of the video. And this is a completely different video. It's not really relevant, but what's relevant is that all of the space is now being used and you're getting full screen video. The only thing I will say is that you don't want to use the bottom piece too much, because you got to remember this is formatted for cell phones. So if you go to pull it up on a cell phone, you'll see like all these hashtags, the name of the person who made the video and all this stuff. It'll get covered up. So you really want to keep your stuff to like the top half of the screen. Bottom half is there, but there's words and stuff that kind of blocks it. So just be aware of that. But that's it. That's how you make a full screen video. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. Like you can use this thing called mask simple shape, and you can make it into a circle. And that way you can still see some of the background, but you're in the circle, and you can adjust the circle to however you need it. But yeah, that's it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I am not a master of this, but I've been doing TikTok videos for a little bit now at full screen, so I'm pretty familiar with that piece. So again, just feel free to comment if you have any questions on it. And if there's anything else you want to know about that I know of, then I'll explain it. If not, then I'll refer you to a YouTube video or something. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sub if you want more. Have a good one. Peace.